going to share two stories. It'll be a little bit shorter, no artistics, but so Magda has the first story. Yeah,
Whatever. Yeah. Anne-Marie isn't with us, so she asked Becky and me to share some stories. We spent a lot of time talking about devotional meetings. I mean, really, we were really into it. And, you know, one of the situations that I remembered, which was very unusual, wanted to share it with you, was that we had two youths who went through book one, finished book one, and then they set about doing the practices and sharing a prayer. So one of them got in touch with a friend and said, we want to, you know, can you come to your home and then we'll share prayer with you. I said, oh, sure, fine. So they did that, and that was over. And then maybe a couple of weeks later, this fellow called the youth who had just finished the project. I have this problem. Can you share prayer with me? Oh. And so it went. Whenever he had a problem, he would call his friend to pray with him. So that was an unusual outcome.
You're like, this is like uncovered.
And the other one was really one that we haven't found a solution for yet. It had to do with tutoring book one, but in the Virgin Islands we have a very diverse population, and we have recent immigrants from the Dominican Republic and from Haiti. And so right away there is a language challenge. You know, Daniel and Parisa did a wonderful job with finding seekers of people who began the institute process in speaking in Spanish. Now we don't really have a tutor as such who can continue it. So we have one person who speaks conversational Spanish, and we are still, you know, we'll have to figure out how we're going to solve that problem. And then we also have had believers from Haiti. And it was a couple, Veneer and Bertha, who were fairly new to the Virgin Islands. Veneer only spoke Haitian Creole, and Bertha had some high school French. So the presentation was done. The presenter spoke to them in English, and we have one believer who is from Dominica who speaks patois, and of course that's close to French Creole. So she would do the translation to Veneer and Bertha. And so that was fine, they declared. And then we had to start book one and what to do. Because we only have English-speaking readers. We had Rui Book 1 in English and Rui Book 1 in French. The wife spoke a little French, but her husband didn't. So it was started out with the tutor in English, the assistant with patois or French Creole, and then the wife's French. Now,
And she hadn't done a book. Natalie had not done a book.
no, the patois speaker had not. She had done book one, but she didn't go through the sequence, and that was long ago. So anyway, so the wife started out the English tutor telling the wife who spoke French to, you know, like translate to her husband, and then anyway, it got very confused. And so what happened with the wife, she kind of dropped out of the process, and then our patois speaker did home visits with her, and when the husband was here too. And so we continued with the husband. And so what our challenge was, and we eventually found book one in Creole, French Creole, when we got it from Florida. And so here, Veneer has French Creole. We have a translator who speaks patois and the tutor who speaks English. And so they carried on this process. You know, Veneer read when he didn't understand something, Natalie translated it into English to the tutor, who then gave an answer, which was then translated, and go back to and they stayed with that process. And of course the tutor said afterwards, this was really hard. So now we don't know, what to do, and we have receptive population since then. 3 more Haitians declared. One of them speaks a little English. So we don't know yet what to do, and there we
Does
are.
anybody here speak Haitian Creole?
But Patois is close enough that they understand each other, yeah. So, how about that?
Dominican Creole is closest to Haitian. I have, if any of the people from the different clusters need copies of Haitian Creole, of Book 1 and Haitian Creole, I have them here. So you can take home one copy, a photocopy, because it's actually a photocopy that I brought from Haiti. Okay, so you can contact them. Yeah.
So, good morning, everyone, by the way, I didn't say that. So I'm going to be sharing Anne Marie's story. So they had a tutor gathering, a tutor encounter, if you want to call it. And they in this encounter, they did basically what we did yesterday. They did role-playing on how to invite people to Book 1. And so basically what we did, same thing. And one of the ladies, I guess at the lunch, she had to go, she was going to do, I think, a children's class, start with the children's class. And so she leaves, and she goes to this children's class, and before I don't think she had done a Book 1, so she didn't really know how to do it. So she goes to this children's class, and it doesn't really work out. It's not going to happen that day, it's obvious. But because she had just done these role-playing, she straight with, I think it was the mother, invited her and her daughter into starting a Book 1. And so because of that practice, she suddenly felt this empowerment and this confidence to invite this mother, who I'm sure she had been in contact with before. And so I think they started a Book 1 from that. And so just the idea of, especially the coordinators, and then those people who tutor Book 7, to really think about making sure you do that role playing, because I think Lionel was saying, was saying how much it helps, and even if they don't think at the time it does, when they go out, they're like, oh, okay, this is how I do it. So.
Can I just comment on that?
Yeah.
The fact is, we tell our participants that we want them to go and find people. So we have to think that if we need role playing to invite for Book 1, well, the people that we want to invite their friends for Book 1 probably could use some role playing too, and some accompaniment. So we shouldn't be, we should think, okay, if this new believer, I'm asking him to find his friends for Book 1, let's work together. Let's practice. Let's go out together to visit some of his friends, and then he will be able to visit and invite other friends on his own.
She said put the role playing close to the activity. Do it right away.
Oh yeah.
Forget the role playing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I guess the learning with that, was to, when you do the role playing, maybe go out right after that and do it so it's fresh in your mind and the situations, and then probably share, because then you get more situations to hear what people did.
I'll share another experience in terms of devotional meetings and an idea of how you could do it. If you are working in a corporation, in an office, and you're there 5 days a week, and that's really maybe the only forum that you're able to spend time doing something. Some offices are open to a devotional in the morning, even once a week, either in the morning or during their lunchtime. So I tried that when I was living in Kingston, and just informed the staff at my office that they can come to my office at 12 o'clock, and for 20 minutes I would be saying prayers and they could join me. So, it worked. It worked. It depends. The receptivity in different offices are different. Sometimes management may oppose it, but if they don't, and the staff are open to it, and I know somebody else in Kingston also did that. Andrew? Andromache, right? So and it can be in any setting, in any type of business. You know, she was in a furniture factory, I was in a government office. So no matter what kind of office it is, you can try that as an idea.
One question that came up in our group was, with new believers, do we get into book one right away, or do we do deepening themes right away, or a balance of both? And one thought was that if the new believer is advancing through the book rapidly, then not a problem, because they're going to get to the deepening themes in book two. But if the availability is that they're doing maybe like 2 sections once a month or every other week, then maybe it'd be nice to start with Eternal Covenant and Life of Baha'u'llah, rather than getting to it like 9-10 months later.
All right, that's